Hello friends, Monte Grappa is an Italian pen maker that churns out some very diverse pens, and many a times even articles or table pieces that I would say would write rather than calling them truly a fountain pen. I'd say back here in India I really haven't seen them into mass market, and having some of their product designs and their pricing, having a look at that, I'd understand actually why. But really, when I wrote with this pen, I didn't understand why. Monte Grappa Nero Uno. It came without a box, and it is really a durable, dense acrylic pen with some very impressive design language and a very impressive nib to complement. I've heard a thing of hit and miss with their nibs, but let me tell you, this one has hit the bullseye. The barrel and cap, as you can see, are hexagonal, they are faceted, and so is the cap band, the upper cap band, and the band at the lower part of the barrel. The finial is acrylic and tapered, and the upper band cap says Monte Grappa and Italia inscribed here, and this one is put it basically enamel cast into the cutouts etched there. The clip is straight with the slight folding at the edges, and the cap and this clip has a roller at the lower end. Now the cap is threaded, and the section is made up of acrylic. Again, it's very comfortable, and it has got a very good universal girth with a slight taper, as you can see. Very comfortable to hold. It has a very good chrome band at the lower part, and the nib is the super performer. This nib seems semi inlaid. It's got this is a 18 karat gold nib without a breather hole, as you can see, and it's got Monte Grappa inscribed along the um, along the nib slit, parallel to the nib slit. Now this nib is it's a soft gold, so it has got a very good bounce on it while writing, and it basically the whole design blends together to form a very good statement on this. Now this barrel unscrews to reveal Monte Grappa converter, and this converter is a threaded one, so you just can't pull it out, and you'll have to screw it back into place. The barrel has a band at the end again, which is also hexagonal, shaped like a nut, and you have 1916 inscribed there in sort of a graphite look with the emblems of leaves around it. It's the time when Monte Grappa started its functions. Now all this plating which you see is mentioned as platinum plating, so probably this is pretty durable than chrome. It's a well balanced pen, and it would weigh so the whole of the pen would weigh around 32.3, and the cap alone weighs around 11, so this is a very comfortable around 21 grams of weight. In size comparison, it stacks as a regular pen. This is alongside a Parker Duofold Sentinel modern one. Now let's come to the writing part with this. So what I didn't mention was about the posting of the pen, and the pen does post pretty securely, and because of the hexagonal facets it does align very well and sort of post semi deep. This is Monte Grappa Nero Uno. It's a 18K medium nib. Probably I didn't mention the nib tipping. This is one of my favorite blue inks, although you may not get that effect in these lighting. As you know, I'm doing in sort of some constrained environment. This is Diamine Jalur Jamilang. Can you guess the name of the movie? I think this is Hawkeye in Age of Ultron. Okay, just to have a bit of view of this lovely ink before I start commenting upon the nib. Okay, let me stop writing and just tell you about this. So the nib of this pen is actually the star of the show, and one of the best nibs that I've tried, and no doubt it rivals those of Montblanc any day. Now this is amazingly wet, as you can see. It is smooth and has that very tiny hint of feedback that will let your thumb know about the feel of the paper when you write on it. Now overall it gives a very lovely tactile feel while writing, and let me tell you, that's not all. It has a very pleasant bounce also. As I mentioned, it's a soft gold nib, and while writing you do get that package of a well made and well tuned nib. As I said, this is a hit or a miss. I've read at many places, and I've even tried one more Monte Grappa pen which I had to send to back to the seller to sort the nib issues out. But this one really behaved perfectly well. And overall, I'd say it's a package of a well-made, well-designed, sort of a Gothic pillar. No, I didn't mention earlier, but to me it seemed at the first instance like that of a Gothic pillar design. And it's a very good acrylic, precious resin pen, and it's really a drool-worthy nib. This I got at a pre-owned value. This was probably very less used, sort of mint condition. I got it in Indian value of about 22k, which would be probably close to 310 or 320 USD. At that price, it was a good deal. At a retail price of 475, now it's not available at a lot of places, and at a retail price of 475, at some sites I'd say you'll have to take your call, because at about 580 you'll get a new Montblanc, and at a price of about 320 or maybe 350 you'll get a pre-owned Montblanc. You'll have to take your call, but overall I can't justify one price, one pen priced over the other. Overall, the value of this pen at a retail value, I'm not very sure, but at a value, if it is a pre-owned pen in a good condition, I think it's a great pen. In any case, if you go to pen meets and some of your friends do have this pen, do try it out. It's something you should really put your hand to. So overall, I think I've put everything there. Reverse writing I didn't mention. Yeah, it does write fine with feedback, and does allow you to handle the superscripts and the subscripts. So I hope all of you are doing well, and I'll see you soon. Take care.